And also, it's going to feel like a 31 degrees, even though it's actually 40. Mexico's matching Canada's tariffs, by the way. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What is this? Hasan, there's tariffs announcement. That's huge news. This is some drama garbage. Okay, how about you fucking calm down, okay? Take a day off. Look out the window, bro. Lol. True. Ethan said he'd watch. Ethan said he'd talk to you if you watch his video. That's so stupid. Just fucking talk to me like a normal adult, dude. Jesus Christ. Please watch the video. Like, what do you mean? Give me the contents of the video in person. What are you talking about? These are firmly held convictions that you have. Please watch my video. This guy turned into Willie MacTube. That's crazy. They're booing the anthem, dog. Oh, no. Is American soft power on the global stage diminishing? Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let's take a look. Loud booing at the end of the Star Spangled Banner during a hockey game. Let's take a look. They're in Canada. I get it. Long story short, tariffs, $30 billion, 25% tariffs focused on American consumer goods. Canadian government giving their local cores 21 days to come up with alternatives, choose different supplier sources, etc. Then if convos with Trump haven't changed, they'll continue tariffs with 25% on almost all trade, including oil, but it'll exclude some special metals and commodities. Oh, I hope national security related things are still, on the table. Thank God. All right, let's take a look.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la réplique du Canada. Tonight,
if the tariffs are worse for the American people, why are other countries also applying tariffs back? Shouldn't they just let Americans F themselves? I'm a bit lost. So tariffs end up increasing the cost for American consumers. So it basically works as a tax on the country that is applying these tariffs. Having said that, however, it also obviously restricts trade because many of the importers will turn around and seek out alternatives from countries that do not have tariffs. So it does end up harming the suppliers as well. But as an American, of course, I covered this from the aspect of how the American economy is impacted on this. Vancouver, British Columbia, Premier of Canada's British Columbia calls to stop buying liquor from the U.S. red states and remove it from some shelves. Mexico president orders retaliatory tariffs on U.S. Blasts U.S. suggestion of criminal alliances in her government. It's beginning. The tariff wars are upon us. Let's see what CNN is saying.
I have a way forward.
It just feels so I mean, it's like kind of funny, and it does definitely feel unnecessary. But are you going to be doing news today? Are you just doing news today, Sag? What do you mean? Um, Love that they're targeting red states if true. I live in one and I welcome it. Trump will tank the economy. I don't know how that would work. I guess you could just like look for industries in red states to punish the red states. Nova Scotia tolls have doubled from the United States. Canadian province of Nova Scotia responds to U.S. tariffs. American alcohol removed from shelves. Toll doubled for commercial vehicles from the U.S. Trudeau, Canada launched 25% tariffs on $155 billion of U.S. goods, including tariffs on $30 billion starting Tuesday and $125 billion in 21 days. This includes beer, wine, bourbon, fruits, juices, OJ, perfumes, appliances, furniture, lumber, and plastic. Also considering non-tariff measures related to minerals and energy. It's time to choose Canadian products and support Canadian businesses, Trudeau says. Prime Minister Trudeau says he's been trying to speak with President Trump since the inauguration. I hope to speak with him sometime soon. Asked about cutting off energy, Trudeau says any combos around other measures will be done carefully and thoughtfully and in partnership with the regional business leaders. No region should be carrying a heavier burden than others. He says he understands preoccupation of American president with fentanyl deaths, says Canada shares them, says he's happy to do more to counteract this horrific tragedy. Asked if Canada can have a constructive relationship with the Trump admin, Trudeau says, I look forward to speaking with President Trump in the coming days and weeks. He says he understands preoccupation of American president with fentanyl deaths. Asked if Canada can have a constructive relationship with the with the Trump admin, Trudeau says, I look forward to speaking with President Trump in the coming days or weeks. Trudeau says he's not looking to escalate, but will stand up for Canada. I look forward to working with the American administration on a range of challenging issues that our communities and our world is facing, and I hope that that day comes soon. He's giving an off-ramp to Trump by saying he would do more on the border, but like
Today,
there's no real...
The United States informed us they will be in...
Like I just genuinely don't understand how you're supposed to, like what you're supposed to do here. Like, what do you mean? We're going to do more on the border. Like, what happens when the leader of the most powerful nation on the planet decides to place arbitrary boundaries because of a real problem, but like with no real solutions due to the responsible parties? Like, you can't solve a made up problem. No, the problem is that it's not made up. Fentanyl is a major issue. Opioid deaths are massively consequential. The issue is the way to deal with this problem, the way to tackle this problem is not going to be by like border apprehensions. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like the American government is even remotely interested in any way, shape, or form of trying to apply reasonable solutions to this problem. Harm reduction is a big part of it. As a matter of fact, there's a BDS list for the USA. Wait, what? Here's the list already circulating on Canadian alternatives to U.S. products. Here's one. Wait, what? Bro, they're doing BDS to us. Oh my God, that's so funny. I mean, that's so awesome. I don't know where this goes, but I just don't I don't know. I don't know where this goes. So what's the reason Trudeau's doing this? No, Trudeau is just fighting a trade war in an effort to pressure Donald Trump by, trying to turn on the tariff faucet on American businesses. Am I wrong? But won't Canada benefit from all this since the trade surplus of upwards of $100 billion? Doesn't seem like he cares about the fentanyl crisis. As Trump cites the fentanyl as a reason for 25% tariffs on our allies, know that after taking office, he ordered law enforcement to stop investigating drug traffickers so we could divert resources to prosecuting migrants instead. Yeah, so the thing is, it's not like he uses fentanyl as a substitute or as a catch-all for what he actually cares about, which is, wait, what the hell? He uses fentanyl as a substitute here. He uses fentanyl as like the reason for border apprehensions and like tackling the migrant crisis, where he will falsely claim over and over again that migrants are the reason as to why, like, migrant apprehensions are happening because they're bringing in fentanyl, when we know that that is not the case. It is overwhelmingly American citizens that actually traffic the fentanyl into U.S. borders, inside of the U.S. borders, and that most of the fentanyl is not coming in through like illegal points of entry, but actually regular legal points of entry. It is Americans trafficking the fentanyl into the United States of America and other chemical compounds necessary to make fentanyl, and it's coming in through ports, and it's coming in through regular points of entry, and it's, you know, coming in for an American market. So every aspect of it, from the point of purchase or all the way down to the trafficking of it, is actually being conducted by American nationals. Trafficked by American nationals and consumed by American nationals. You can tariff something that's illegal? No, they're not. Yeah, Trump should put a tariff on fentanyl. That's right. But obviously, if you are diverting attention away from the OCDETF strike forces, shall prioritize the investigation and prosecution of immigrant offenses, including by requiring the OCDETF funded, the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force is going to be focusing not on drug-related offenses, but specifically immigrant apprehension, because you really need as many resources as possible to conduct mass deportation operations. Then, you know, it doesn't feel like you care too much about the actual drugs that are coming in. And we already knew that because those drugs weren't being shipped by migrants anyway. China vows corresponding countermeasures against Trump's tariffs. Where the hell is... Okay.
Imposing 25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. A decision that, should they elect to proceed with, should take effect on Tuesday, February 4th. Cette décision met en péril une relation économique historique. Une relation qui a été la source de tellement de richesses, de prospérité et de possibilités,
wealth, and opportunities on both sides of the border.
Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. But it doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. That rang true for many decades prior to President Kennedy's time in office, and in the decades since. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of the Korean Peninsula, from the fields of Flanders to the streets of Kandahar, we have fought and died alongside you. During your darkest hours, during the Iranian hostage crisis, those 444 days we worked around the clock from our embassy to get your innocent compatriots home. During the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago, when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes, we were always there, standing with you, grieving with you, the American people. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen. A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them. As I've said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States...
Bro, the problem is you can't make a logical argument and try to get someone to make rational decisions when they're, one, incapable of doing such things, and two, you can't logic someone into understanding your position if they didn't use logic to get there. I don't think that there is any sort of like serious decipherable reason for why Trump is engaging in this. I genuinely don't understand it beyond like, I think, beyond the immediate interests of Donald Trump in terms of like, one, possibly using tariffs as a way to, like I said, to fill government coffers in an effort to inevitably abolish income tax, even though it sounds so insane, right? And then also utilize like key sectors and sector leaders into capitulating to whatever he wants, whatever his wishes are, down the line. He's trying to rile up the American people. I just don't understand. I genuinely don't get it. I think the real reason he's doing this is, bear with me, I think he's stupid. I mean, you guys know my attitude on this. I'm not a committed believer in the, oh, he's just crazy, or oh, he's stupid. And it has a theory when it comes to understanding any kind of politics. I still think that there's got to be some kind of faulty logic, albeit, but some semblance of logic there behind this decision making. But then again, I've been led astray by this analysis, famously with Russia, where I said there's no way that Vladimir Putin would ever invade Ukraine. That would be an insane decision. And you can never actually assume that, you know, a leader of a country is going to be insane and make decisions that will genuinely have devastating consequences. So to me, it's still, I don't know. There's got to be something that I'm just not seeing. There has to be something that I'm not seeing here, that I'm not understanding. And I will try to figure it out. I said this yesterday. His plan is to destabilize the economy to the point of civil disobedience so he can martial law and fire the ovens. No, that's... To me, it seems like he's purposely trying to crash the economy so he and his cronies can buy the assets of a fire sale. This destabilization for easier compromise with Canadian leaders to establish a breathing space for occupation of southern Canada. Unlike fake socialist HasanAbi, Trump has visited China, spoke at the Great Hall of the People, even dined at the Forbidden Palace. Trump and Putin's grandchildren are fluent in Mandarin. He won't even make an account. HasanAbi won't even make an account on Xiaohongshu. That's true. Maybe Trump is actually secretly a MAGA communist. Maybe JD Pondon is real.
The better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us. Canada has critical minerals, reliable and affordable energy, stable democratic institutions, shared values, and the natural resources you need. Canada has the ingredients necessary to build a booming and secure partnership for the North American economy, and we stand at the ready to work together. Let's take a moment to talk about our shared border. Our border is already safe and secure, but there's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada. But hearing concerns from both Canadians and Americans, including the American president himself, we're taking action.
What?
We launched a $1.3 billion border plan that is already showing results, because we too are devastated by the scourge that is fentanyl.
Doesn't this, wouldn't this piss off the Canadian right even further, though? I guess this is a time for unity for Canadians because Trump is the great unifier of that, in that vein. But wouldn't this piss off the Canadians where they're like, no, we want the migrants out. You're now talking about doing border patrol, but for America. Like, what the fuck is this? On the one hand, I think this would unite Canadians against the American scourge. So it would make it so that, the Conservative Party can't really chirp too much about Trudeau. Not that it matters at this point, but also on the other hand, if I was a conservative, I would get mad and say, we must put Canada first. That's why common sense conservatives condemn President Trump's massive, unjust, and unjustified tariffs on Canada's already weak economy. Canada is the United States' closest neighbor, greatest ally, and best friend. We share the longest undefended border and fought alongside Americans in the two world wars, Korea and Afghanistan, where 158 of our brave men and women died, helping the U.S. avenge the 9/11 attacks. 158, bro? Come on. I mean, that's crazy that you're just posting that number. That's no disrespect, Canada, but 158, 13,000 is the number of American service members that died in the war on terror, alone. 158, if you include Korea and Afghanistan, is crazy. Okay, that's crazy. I guess the Canadians are just uniquely good at dodging bullets or something. I don't know. Or maybe they sent very small numbers. We have 10% of your population. Okay. Then the number would be 1,000. Okay. That's not including Korea. Okay. Bro, we have the same population size as California. Stop bullying us. I'm not. Canada, I'm not bullying you. Canada, I'm with you. Okay. President Xi, fire when ready. Retaliate with dollar for dollar tariffs carefully aimed at maximizing impact on American companies while minimizing impact on Canadian consumers. That means targeting U.S. products that we can make ourselves, buy elsewhere, or do without. For example, we must retaliate against American steel and aluminum as Canadians make those vital products at home. Put all tariff revenues in to help for affected workers and businesses. Government should not keep a dime of the new revenue. Pass a massive emergency bill. Bring it home. Tax cut to bolster the economy. Okay, he's like, never let a good crisis go to waste, right, Pierre? You asshole. He's like, yeah, you know what we should do? Tax cuts. This is a good time as ever to do some tax cuts. You know what I'm saying? Respect.
A drug that has torn apart communities and caused so much pain and torment for countless families across Canada, just like in the United States.
Chinese international student in my class was telling me about how his evangelical dad in Beijing believes that Trump was chosen by God to win the election, but that this victory is a part of a larger divine plan to destroy the United States. As a Canadian, I just want Trudeau to capitulate and say whatever Trump wants. Anything that avoids raising prices for regular people, just fillet Trump's ego. I mean, he is doing that. That's why he's literally doing that. He's doing the whole like, oh, we're doing border apprehensions.
You may even get tired of winning, and you'll say you're going to win so much. You may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much. You may even get tired.
He is. Look, I'm telling you, dude, he is the least likely ally of JD Pon. Okay, JD Pon Don, Maoist third worldism, Maoism third worldism, the great accelerationist, bringing about the Chinese century of prosperity. Okay, a lot of people are discounting this. They're saying that Xi Jinping does not have the mandate of heaven. Okay, but yet you have a loyal servant ordained by God seemingly destroying the imperial core. Okay, Donald Trump said, I don't have any smoke for the American corporations. My smoke is with the labor aristocracy. Okay, he said, I want the American laborers to suffer. I do not care about corporate business owners. The Chinese God works in mysterious ways. J.D. Pon, more like J.D. Don. Okay?
Tired of winning, and you'll say, please, please, it's too much.
Mexico claims in 4 months our government has seized more than 40 tons of drugs, including 20 million doses of fent. Mexico fights back. Trump has a higher approval rating in China than in the United States. He is the nation-building emperor, and Democrats like you cannot stop him. Yeah. Guess who just joined the CCP Central Committee? Iconic. Iconic. Iconic.
Wherever you go, he's watching on you. Wow. He's watching you all the time.
Oh, he like it's like an optical illusion.
朕的翻身当家做主人，咿呀咿自由呀呀自由啊！朕的翻身当家做主人。
That goes so hard, dude. That goes so freaking hard. Oh, If Taiwan is referred to as Chinese Taipei, what will America be named once we come under the rule of President Xi? New Formosa. That's what they're calling it. If you squint hard enough, it is also like an island. Yeah. New Formosa. Il Trompito is going to sanction BRICS in the EU too, brother. What is the end goal? I'm so confused. I genuinely don't know. I legitimately have no... I just don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you guys. I just... like, it feels so stupid. It's such a stupid thing. Because it's a... like, it's a self-own. You know what I mean? Like, it makes... it just doesn't make sense in terms of like the immediate benefits. I don't see any immediate material benefits. Does that make sense? If I saw any sort of immediate material benefit to it, I would tell you. But like the problems that it seeks to solve are not problems that you can solve that way. Like what? Is Donald Trump claiming that Canada is purposely and deliberately trafficking fentanyl into the United States of America? Is he claiming that Mexico is doing this? I mean, that is kind of what he's saying. But like, that's not the case. So what do we do? You know? He also then continues to talk about how, this is beneficial for American manufacturing in general. And while there is truth to that in terms of trade isolationism on key sectors that, once again, have a competitive American manufacturing business, it still doesn't make sense because many raw materials and many goods that we get, we don't have manufacturing capabilities for right now. And I ain't seeing this motherfucker build new factories. You know what I mean? He's also advocating to deport at least a quarter of the existing construction labor force. So I don't know who he's gonna build the factories with. It just doesn't make sense. He wants to end globalism. He is Jusha. Yeah, he's abiding. Maybe that's what it is. He does love the Kim family. He does love the Kim dynasty. So he's just maybe following in the footsteps of Jusha, Marxist-Leninist Jushaism, and the principles of self-reliance. Holding up the principle of self-reliance to the highest degree. You know? Maybe. I don't know. It has been alleged that Trump wants to create an economic union, removing NAFTA and replace the CAD economy to USD. What? Bro, that is an article that is... oh my God. It's Kevin O'Leary, chat. The article that you sent me has Kevin O'Leary as the source, as the primary source. And on the one hand, I want to say, what the fuck does Kevin O'Leary know? He's like the, second shittiest Shark Tank shark. Okay. But then also on the other hand, that does make sense for Donald Trump to go to the Shark Tank guy, considering that our Secretary of Defense is the Fox News guy. He's the Fox News weekend host. So maybe Shark Tank is the czar of Canada. I don't know. Maybe he is responsible for he's going to be overseeing the annexation of Canada. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to say.
A drug that we too want to see wiped from the face of this earth. A drug whose traffickers must be punished. As neighbors, we must work collaboratively to fix this. Unfortunately, the actions taken today by the White House split us apart instead of bringing us together. Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la
This
réplique
evening,
du Canada.
I am announcing Canada's response. I am
Fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. With all that said, I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment. I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know we are all in this together. The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best.
Earlier today, I spoke with premiers from all provinces and territories. We are united. They've all supported our approach. These tariffs. This threat is targeting the entire country, and I am heartened to see all our leaders answer the call.
Good luck explaining to Hogs why German automobiles are more expensive due to tariffs on Mexico. Yeah, German automakers are getting hit with a triple whammy, losing out the Chinese EVs in China, sluggish auto sales in Europe, and now tariffs on exports from their Mexico plants to the U.S. Did you see Denham's reaction? Yes, I did. Do you think prison labor will be used to partially substitute the deported immigrant workforce? I mean, that is what I assume would have to happen logically, because otherwise you're just straight up deporting 25% of your construction force and almost half, if not in certain states, more than half, the overwhelming majority of your agribusiness, the labor force that works in agricultural output. So someone has to do those jobs. So I assume that it'll still be the same people that are trapped in immigrant facilities that are forced into doing this labor. Because, like, it makes no sense.
And to be so committed to make sure that no Canadians are left behind. Our government will be there for Canadians. We will be there for you. At the same time, I do have something to ask of you. I would ask you to remain united. Many of us will be deeply affected. A lot of people will go through dark times. I'm asking you to support one another, to be there for your friends, your neighbors, and your fellow Canadians. From sea to sea, Canadians are different. We speak different languages. We have different beliefs and opinions. We have different ideas. But when we remain united, we are stronger.
And now is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean checking the labels at the supermarket and picking Canadian-made products. It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether. It might mean changing your summer vacation plans to stay here in Canada and explore the many national and provincial parks, historical sites, and tourist destinations our great country has to offer. C'est le temps de choisir des produits d'ici.
It's time to choose Canadian products and to support Canadian businesses, to support our farmers, our producers, our workers, our business owners, our
It
artists.
might mean doing all of these things or finding your own way to stand up for Canada. In this moment, we must pull together because we love this country. We pride ourselves on braving the cold during the long winter months. We don't like to beat our chests, but we're always out there, waving the maple leaf loudly and proudly to celebrate an Olympic gold medal. On a notre propre identité.
We have a distinct identity. We have our own history and our values. Canadians are welcoming, open, innovative, and ambitious. We prefer to solve our differences with diplomacy, but we're prepared to fight if it's required.
Canada is home to bountiful resources, breathtaking beauty, and a proud people who've come from every corner of the globe to forge a nation with a unique identity worth embracing and celebrating. We don't pretend to be perfect, but Canada is the best country on earth. There's nowhere else that I and our 41 million strong family would rather be. And we will get through this challenge, just as we've done countless times before, together. Thank you. Merci. Vive le Canada.
Vive le Canada. Off topic, but Donnie O'Sullivan's courtside of the Lakers-Knicks game watching the GOAT. Who in his administration do you think Trump will blame when this tariff thing blows up in his face? I just don't know what is happening, so I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know.
Interprovincial trade as well, if there should be these tariffs that are imposed on Canadian goods heading down south of the border. So just a snapshot of some of the concerns that exist here in the Maritimes. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Halifax.
Earlier, we spoke with Lloyd Axworthy. He's a former Minister of Foreign Affairs and the chair of the World...
I don't think there's anything to figure out. I think he's just very stupid and thinks this is a tax on Canada and Mexico. I think you're trying to apply high-level macro analysis to his run America like a business mindset. The reason why I'm doing that is because it's business. And business is the one thing that the American government does, okay? The American government works at the behest of corporations, not vice versa. So when Trump makes a decision like this, there are still business owners who are either A, going to make money from this, or B, are urging him to do this. It's not exactly, it's also not even high-level macroeconomics. I just genuinely don't understand what the tangible benefits are, because the way he's presenting it is simply to basically complain that, you know, they're not purchasing our stuff as much or whatever. I just don't get it. Do Americans not understand what tariffs are because you guys defunded public schools? Americans don't understand anything. The only thing Americans understand is burger, okay? That's it. And as long as the burger is coming from inside of U.S. borders and the price of burger doesn't go up, they're fine. They understand burger and gun burger. Mexico has responded as well with retaliatory tariffs. Three B's, brother: burger, beer, and the Bible. In my opinion, these companies will leverage access to Trump in order to evade the tariffs so they can make out like bandits. Yeah, but Then there's also the concept of the retaliatory tariffs as well.
So there's a lot of things that we have to do differently than what we've been doing.
That is Lloyd Axworthy.
Bro, this literally feels like Donald Trump talking about how he's going to destroy NATO. Okay, he's not going to do that. But like, NATO is a valuable resource for American empire. It benefits us more than anybody else. It benefits American military contractors more than anybody else. So like, the decision to, I guess, undermine NATO or destroy NATO in its entirety is ultimately a stupid one because it harms American interests. Maybe it's time to admit that JD Pondon isn't just a meme. No, I'm not going to admit that the MAGA communists are right somehow. Does NATO affect the price of burger? No.